All right. So this is my first time going live on YouTube. So I'm going to be answering questions from our free school group. And I'm just going to go kind of one by one. And I'm going to get everyone the link right now. So if you're watching the replay, you can skip ahead and start getting into the questions. So give me just a second. So Uh, get. All right. All right. So I just sent it out to everyone. I originally was going to go live on Zoom and then it just didn't end up working. So I'm not necessarily expecting too many people to show up live here. But what I am going to do, oh, cool. I can share my screen. I'm just going to answer some questions that were asked within the free school group that we've got. So I'm going to just kind of go down the list. If you are in the school group um, and you want to get your question, you can just put it in the chat. I don't want to make you have to go to school. So whatever's easiest for you, I'll check the chat once I go through the questions that are in the group. And then, I'll just go through, the ones that are on the, sorry, hold on. I distracted myself. Let me just pin this up here. All right, cool. So just to get everyone warmed up, how are you guys doing? Comment or put in the chat. Just want to make sure everyone's doing good. And then I am going to go through these questions. All right, cool. So let's share this screen. All right. Cool. Bryce, what's going on? Paul. All right, cool. Oh, there's 9 people. I didn't even expect, like I said, I didn't intend on going live on YouTube, but this just ended up working the best. So before I get into these questions, can you guys please verify you can see my screen? What's going on, Jeff? Bryce, what's going on? Yeah, so just let me know if you guys can see my screen and everything looks good. It actually seems like everything looks good. I'm in the corner. You guys can see the screen, right? All right. I'll just give me a few more yeses so that I make sure we're good. You guys can hear me. I've never gone live on YouTube, or I actually used to, but not like this with the full setup. So we're good. Okay, cool. All right. So just if you're tuning in right now, I did a post within the free school community that, I have, and people asked questions. And so I'm going to answer these questions live. If you didn't post here, don't worry about it. After I run through these, just put your question in the chat and, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. So, if you're new to the channel or whatever, just so you have kind of an idea of what this, call will probably be centered around. My name's Quinn. I dropped out of school in 2016, dropped out of college, and I basically went all into entrepreneurship and started a social media marketing agency. Fast forward 6-7 years later to right now is actually right around this time 7 years ago when I had, started getting my first few clients. But I basically have a service where I run Facebook ads for real estate investors. and I help them generate leads and find off market deals with Facebook ads and GoHighLevel. So the stuff that's going to be on this call is probably centered around social media marketing agencies, GoHighLevel, chatbot, um, making money online, affiliate income, stuff like that. So just if you're new here, that's kind of the background. So looks like we're good. So I'm going to get into it. So Paul says, or his question is, what targeting should I use for investor leads? And this is for advertisements to find sellers. So what he means, if you're not familiar with this, is like I just said, I have a system for investors. So he wants to kind of know what targeting I'm using for my clients to get them leads for their business, which the end user is a homeowner who needs to sell their home. So transparently, there's 3 ways that I do this. And this is the most kind of simple way to understand it. So number 1 is no targeting, just nothing. So a lot of people will try to make it seem more complicated and advanced than that, but sometimes literally just putting no interest um, in the actual ad, like in the actual ad set, um, works really, really well. So that's number 1. So some clients, there's no targeting, just no interest, nothing. Um, I'll talk about other variables that you can use to influence after, but I just want to go through this. So, no targeting 1. The second option is one interest. So, you can go into Facebook, and obviously, you know this, but just for other people, you can choose Zillow or for sale by owner, other interests that are related to, um, somebody that would need to sell their house for cash. And then the third option is just a stack of interests. Those are the only 3 tests that I found worth testing at this point. So no targeting, don't put anything in there. One interest, so you could try any one of the interests that you have the most conviction in, like for sale by owner, home repair. There's all kinds of different interests, obviously. And then 3 is just batching them. Just put a bunch of different interests that are related to each other. Those are the only 3 tests I do. I don't do any retargeting for clients or anything like that. I don't do any custom lists or lookalikes. So the targeting itself is not there's not really too much to it. I would say what I've observed, which is what I was mentioning a little bit before, is that like calling out the city or the type of problem that somebody has in the actual ad, in the ad copy or in the first few seconds of the ad, that's gonna be beneficial. So I can give you an example of this from like a let me see if I can get these questions here, or I'll just toggle, I guess. Um, so yeah, so a good example of this would be like um, qualifying at the problem level. So like if you need to change some sort of targeting, or like you're not getting who you want to get from the ad, basically, you can do that by targeting at the actual problem level. So here's a very niche example for real estate investors, but if you guys are in different niches, you can translate this to, your niche. So when you are a homeowner that has to sell their house for a discount, it's usually because you don't want to, and you're either behind on your payments, maybe your family member passed away, you inherited the property, right? There's usually something that happened beforehand. And so what happens is that an investor is kind of like um, the last attempt at just needing to liquidate the property to get some sort of money for the house, right? So if you look at targeting or copy or headlines or whatever, right? If you just say, do you need to sell your house fast, or are you thinking of selling your house? That could speak to a lot of different people that have a home that are thinking of selling, right? But if I say, hey, are you 3 months behind on your payments or 2 months behind on your payments, whatever the number is? Are you X amount of, months behind on your mortgage payments? Like, anything after that sentence, whether it's in a video or it's in a static image, that's gonna call out, right, people that have that problem. So that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm testing the most right now with clients is calling out the real specific problem, because once you get past a certain point, um, it's not going to be relevant. So if all, for example, another example, and then I'll go to the next question. If you guys are on Go High Level, right, and you're running an ad to, like basically find more people to get on your high level or be a client. If I say, hey, are you submitting your A2P registration and keep getting denied? Like, who's gonna, like, that's not gonna be relevant to people. You don't even have to say Go High Level, but the amount of people that that's gonna be relevant to is super low, and it's super niche, right? It's like, yeah, I know what A2P is. Okay, you're probably on high level, you're probably an agency, or you're probably a business owner, right? So you can qualify through the problem. So that's what I would say, as something to add value to you guys in terms of other ways to target. So that's Paul's question. I'm going to keep going down the line. If you're just jumping on to the live, this is my first YouTube live, like, ever since I kind of started doing YouTube for real. But feel free to post your questions in the chat here on YouTube or on, school if you're in the group. I would just say probably do it here on the YouTube live, just because at this point the school post has already been commented on. So yeah, post here if you have a question and I'll get to it. All right. So yeah, you're welcome. Hope that helps. All right. I hope I'm saying this correctly, Anish Patel, or Anish, but just starting to cold call with SaaS in a box service for realtors. Is free 21-day trial great because I don't have testimonials? So what this person is referring to is I have a snapshot, which basically allows real estate agents or agencies providing services to real estate agents to get buyer and seller booked appointments with Facebook ads. So this person is asking, hey, I'm starting to cold call using this snapshot that I have. Is a free 21-day trial great? So, okay. All I can speak from is my experience. So what I would tell you is that my first client that I ended up, like, this client, if I look at like my Stripe, like in Stripe, you can see your it's like lifetime value or customer spend, it's called. This client has like 300,000 or 400,000, probably more, and they've sent me even way more in referrals. I would say this client's been responsible for $800,000 that I've made from these services and stuff I'm showing you guys. And I worked for free for, I don't know, like 2 months. So is a free 21-day trial great? Like, I need more context, right? But point is, I worked on a free trial for, like I said, 2 months, and this client has brought me over, like I said, 700-800 grand, and I could literally like prove it. Like, it's, so it's legit. So is it great? It just, all I can say is I did it and it worked for me, but it depends, right? If you're cold calling and stuff, like, it just, all these, everything's connected. So if you're cold calling, right, people that don't know you and you're offering a free 21-day trial, that may cause you to get signups, but you got to be able to deliver too. So I wouldn't worry so much about needing testimonials. I actually think testimonials and case studies benefit the agency more than they benefit the client. Like, it's for your confidence, it's for your conviction and for your belief, more than it is like, does a client need to see a testimonial? Like, that's what I would personally say. Like, it gives you conviction and belief in understanding. um yeah, that's what it gives you, like, confidence about, is like, oh, I know what I'm doing, I'm confident in it. So if you have that, like, for example, somebody could strip away all my testimonials right now and just say, hey, like, offer, like, get clients without testimonials, and I could do it because, one, like, I know what I'm capable of and what I can do. So that's number one. And I know who my product and my service is ultimately for. So in the same way I just said with Paul, like, you can qualify by understanding the problem. I can, like, be assessed by a business owner or a client as qualified because of the questions I ask, because of the way I'm communicating the problem that I solve, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not just, hey, do you have testimonials? Because you guys probably, some of my audience here, like, maybe there's other marketers or agencies selling you services or trying to tell you to grow your agency and buy their stuff, and they have all these recorded testimonials, and it's just a turn off. Like, who cares, right? If you help this guy make 5K, right? Like, so that's what I would say is just, I think the real question, right, is, like, I think underneath the question is kind of like, hey, I'm cold calling. Am I going to like, get a client eventually? So I would just say, yeah, you will. So just stick with it, right? Don't worry about the specifics of needing testimonials. So that's what I would say there. Um, and like I said, guys, if you're watching live on YouTube and you have a question, feel free to comment it in the live chat and I'll answer it. And then it looks like, somebody's typing here, so you can type here too if it's easier for you. But assuming you're on YouTube, it's probably just easier to type there, but whatever you want. Okay, so Aaron, what do you believe is the one most important thing when starting a new agency? This one's good because this is what I'm currently, like, thinking about most even right now. And I would say that it boils down to, like, this is our premium group, and I just wrote this like 3 days ago. I would say this is what it, like, this right here. Who is the service for? What problem are you solving? And how do you actually solve it? And then obviously being able to solve the problem. If you can solve the problem, like, if you knock all these pillars over, 1, 2, and 3, and then you can obviously solve the problem. Solving the problem consistently in the most efficient way outweighs all of this because it answers the question for you. But like you said, you're a new agency. So being a new agency, I would say that this is um, what should be focused on, because I talked about this and I just put this free, I put the free course on YouTube, but I talk about this. I'll mute myself, but I talk about it right here in the course. And what I talk about here is, I was what you see here was the different products that I was offering, and then what you see down here is who was making money. So I just created a whole spreadsheet of, like, this is what I've done, and then this is who's made money from what I've done. And long story short, I did a bunch of different things, as you can see here, but um, the results only came from a very small segment of what I was doing. You can see it right here. So people ask me, why did I niche down, or how did I niche down, or why did I choose investors? Well, there it was, clear as day. These are all the things that I had done. And this, keep in mind, this slice of the pie was way smaller initially. This only got bigger as I started to stick with it. But initially, this was just as big as any of these other slices. So I was doing different stuff. I was doing refinance campaigns, LO buyer campaigns. I was trying to sell just the CRM. I was trying to do buyer leads. I was trying to do a course, right? Bunch of stuff. And then, like I said, I objectively saw after I plotted all these sales that I had made, wow, out of all the stuff I've done, it's as clear as day which one is getting my clients to actually make money. And so this is why it comes back down to who is the service for, what problem are you solving, and how do you solve it? Because you could make money all that you like, you could make money left and right doing this thing, doing that thing, building funnels, like making money once you get to a certain level of like confidence, like that's the kind of the easier part. The challenging part is really niching down and like refining your product, making your product better, making your product faster, and consistently getting clients to like buy a proven offer. Like, and this all goes back to what you want out of your agency, right? So some of you are going to want different things out of your agency. Some of you are going to want to make $1 million. Some of you are going to want to do more what I do. Like I make 20, 25 grand a month from my agency. I don't spend a lot of time like, managing clients. I work with great clients and I get clients from YouTube. And when I'm saying clients, guys, I'm not talking about affiliates or like marketers, coaching marketers on marketing. Like I'm talking about actual like paying investor clients that pay for Facebook ads. So I get those from YouTube. So it all comes back to what you want out of the agency, because if you want to create $1 million a month agency, you're going to need employees, you're going to need reps, you're like, it's a different model. So based on what I've wanted and what I wanted to create, the number one most important thing for me are those three things, right? Who is my service for? What problem am I solving? And how do I solve the problem? And then number four, solving it in the most efficient way. Because if I can duplicate that, I just get maximum efficiency within my actual business, because I know this person will benefit from exactly what I'm doing. And then it just comes down to price and are we a culture fit and stuff like that. Right. But niche hopping, jumping around, um, selling different stuff here and there, bouncing back and forth, like that'll make you money. But when I think agency, and I think agency the way I wanted it so that I had time freedom, location freedom, and that's basically what I was looking for, right? So that is what I would say to that. And then, all right, so Johnson, so is there a way to get ad spend for leads outside of your target market credited back by Facebook? So there's no way to do that. With Google, there is, but not with Facebook, unfortunately, or else my results would have probably been way better with clients, because we would have gotten a lot of credits back. So that's that. All right, Daniel, can you give us your opinion about GPT 4.0? Have you tried it yet for your bots? Have you found any new use cases for it? So I answered this on the exclusive group we have, Q&A. I do one every Monday where everyone's on there live. I'll show you what I showed them. So let me stop sharing real quick, and then I'll show you guys, what I showed them. All right, cool. So share. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, so the best way to understand the differences between the different bots and the models is to just test them yourself. Because I could provide theory and tell you, hey, this one's better or whatever, but it's just best to test it for yourself. So you can go to OpenAI Playground, and then what you can do is you can create your settings. So like for our bots, we use 0.1 temperature. And temperature just means like the low, or yeah, there you can see controls randomness. Like the temperature to be super low because we just want a predictable output. We don't want it to like try to generate super creative responses just for what we do. Some people will change it. So what you do is you type in your prompt right here. So I can say, your name is Jackie. You are a appointment booking assistant for I'll just call it Quinn Nolan LLC. Your job is to have friendly conversations with leads and qualify them by collecting the answers to these questions, right? And then you put your, your questions, right? But you basically just write your prompt. You guys, if you're on the channel, you know that I have videos and on how to build bots, and I have proven prompts for different niches. So what you do is you load in your prompt that's already working, and then you just do compare. So GPT-4, right? O, which is the newest one. And then we have GPT-4 Turbo and GPT-4. So if you want to see, right, which one's better, just do it, like find out for yourself which one you like better. So I can simulate here, like I would be the user, which would be the lead, and I can just say run, and then it's going to run, right? And you could see number one, the speed, this one loaded faster, and then you can see the different outputs. So hi there, how can I assist you today is GPT-4o, and then this one says hello, how can I assist you today? And then I could say I need to sell my house, and let's see what happens. See, GPT-4, I'm sorry for any confusion, right? And then this one says, got it, selling a house can be a big step. So if we're comparing apples to apples, this one's way better just off of that. Like you're talking to a lead, and then now this one just basically says that it's AI, right? So, or it just doesn't like, it's just like not a good response, right? So that's what I would do is test that. You'll just see that this different versions require more explicit instructions. So for example, this one still can um like handle that question, but you just have to anticipate it and write it a little bit more explicitly, and you'll see how it changes. So I could say, if a lead needs to sell their house, send them this link, and then I'll just, sync this, and then watch. I can delete this response, and you'll see how the response changes. So run it. See, I don't know why it said I'm sorry, but you can see it changed its output, right? This one totally has a different one. So that's what I would recommend to check out, right? Like which one's better for you and your business. And the best way to test it is just one by one, and then slowly adjust your prompts, and then split test them, and then you'll be able to tell. And this makes it way easier than hooking it up with GoHighLevel and all that stuff first. Just, I would just basically have this playground opened up so that you can test it without hooking everything up. So, oh, does everyone not see that? Sorry. Comment if on the YouTube if you guys couldn't see the you guys were able to see that, right? Let me know. I don't know. Did you guys see that or not, of the OpenAI playground? I think you can. It looks like you can. I'll move on, but if you didn't, you go to OpenAI playground and you compare the two prompts and models and see how they behave. Okay, I think you guys saw that. All right. So that's the answer to that. Okay. Burn, when a user fills out a GoHighLevel survey, how do you take those form field variables to invoke a conversation in GPT? So if you're using my GPT snapshot, you can just map those fields in Zapier from the custom value. So you just pull the from the webhook, you just map the custom value in the actual step 2 of the of the Zap. So I can stop sharing, make sure that you guys can't see that, and then I'll show you guys real quick. And then if you're new or just jumping on, if you're watching live and you have a question, just comment it in the YouTube chat. And then I will get to it after I go through the first line of questions. And I'll be happy to answer it. Okay, so let me show you this. Cool. All right. You guys will see the screen in just a second. So, all right. You guys didn't see the playground? That's odd. Okay. Well, let me know if you guys can see before I go through this whole instruction. Can you guys see my Zapier screen that says internal sales AI GPT snapshot? Do you guys see that I'm sharing my screen? Comment, because I don't want to go through the whole thing and no one can see it. Let me just check on my. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, I can see it on my YouTube. So I'm going to keep going. Okay. So, all right. So to answer this question, how do you map fields from like a GoHighLevel survey into so that the bot has a conversation based on the questions? So when you map the webhook, basically all you do is you put the this is the prompt, right? And then from here you just choose these like the values from the actual survey from GoHighLevel, because this comes from GoHighLevel, and then you just map it in here. So you would just need to write out the instructions, right? So that it says like, whatever the question is, and then just include the actual answer from the lead so it makes sense. So for example, if the first question says we received your request for selling your property, then you could map in the address and then it would say your property at 123 ABC Street, right? So that's how you do that. You just pull it from the webhook and then you edit it within the assistant instructions. So that's how you do that. And then let's see who else has a question here. All right. Cool. So if you're just jumping on, I've said it a few times, but just comment on YouTube if you have a question and I'll get to it. So that's Burns' question. All right, Mike, I'm repeating my previous question, how to reach the clarity and direction and focus that you seem to have done, and at the same time balance inspiration and productivity. Obviously that's a loaded question in terms of like all the things that go into my specific journey and path to be where I am. So I think just knowing that, like, I'm living my truth, right? So I think that's the core foundation of like clarity as a whole. Like, I'm not trying to live this person's life or what this guy is saying or whatever it may be. Like, I'm using these frameworks and skill sets of, you know, social media marketing, creating content, adding value. Like, I'm using these skill sets to, um, to create income. But at the end of the day, I'm designing it and optimizing it around what I want to create, which I mentioned before. It's like, I'm making money from, offering this service to investors. And, I'm not trying to create the biggest agency in the world and have VAs and stuff. Um, Drew's commenting, we can't see anything here on Facebook or on YouTube. You guys can't see the questions I'm pulling up? I see them. I'm seeing them. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys should see like the questions now. Black screen. Can you guys other guys can you guys all comment too? Because I don't know if that's just one person. Because I'm seeing it on my like when I pull up YouTube, like I see okay, fix now. Yeah, you guys should see like this, like me in the corner and then right now questions. So, all right. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Going back to the question, like it comes down to like I'm living my truth. So I'm using and skill sets and things that people have shared and added value with. And I'm using it to design, like the life that I've wanted to live. So the clarity though has come from like deep inner work, like just transparently. Like I'm not, like that's a whole video, deep inner work. But I've learned from a pretty young age that it's not just about the external like thing, or it has to do with our internal self. And I could talk a lot about that, but that's where it comes from. Like I've worked on, it's not perfect, but I've worked on refining who I am at my core, right? And removing the non-essential things that I'm not, or limitations that have held me back based on, you know, different. Yeah, this goes deep, 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 right? To really give you an honest answer on it. But I would just say it comes down to like I'm living my truth, right? And some people, by me living my truth, um, some of you guys get inspired by it and realize, man, I don't have to do it this way that person's saying it, right? So that's kind of my intent too, is like I have worked with different people on growing an agency and stuff like that. And a lot of it didn't resonate with me with what I really wanted. And so I've kind of made my own model, right? I have my pricing up front. I know who my niche is. I know what I do. I know what I don't do. Um, it goes on and on, right? And some people, it's like hide the price, charge the most you can, make a big guarantee. And like that just creates stress and uh, anxiety for me. Like, I don't really want to do that. So I'm just living my truth and using the skill set of tangible, practical skills to create income. And I'm inspired. I love what I do, and I've love giving to you guys and sharing it too. Cause I'm literally just a kid that did not grow up with money, and just like I've just figured it out. Like I had to figure it out, right? So that's kind of a simple answer to that, in the sense of like I'm not going super deep, but that's it. Can you expand on selling the service? Are we talking Facebook ads, cold email? It's easy to lose focus on delivery, but we first need someone to deliver to. So this will depend on like, right, what your learn PPC for lead gen. So I'm just kind of seeing what this person does. So keep in mind, right? When it comes to, let me zoom in on these, that way we can see. So, um, yeah, when it comes to like selling the services or whatever you're offering, like there's two different like experiences I've had, right? I've had when I was at 0 and what I would do then, and then I have where I am now, which is like 7 years of a reputation and like proven results and making content and stuff like that. So selling the service, like I've had the same approach throughout. I've just gotten different results. So when I'm at zero, because I think that's more applicable to everyone versus assuming everyone has a brand, has a reputation, and has time in their niche. So when it comes to selling the services, when you're at zero, um, like 0, 0, I would say the goal is just to get a yes from anyone and say yes to anything you can get. I think if you can get yeses and get people to actually just trust you to do something, especially if you're coming from a job or never making money online, never doing your own thing, I think that's just like objective number one, because later you can, you know, raise your prices. Later you can, refine your niche. But if you're at 0, 0, I would say like get a yes, right? And don't be set on exactly um you know, like how exactly you get a client and what exactly you offer, right? So that's 0, 0. And yes, in terms of some of the newest comments that just popped up, Easy Islander and Sean. So the first client that I ever got was an in-person appointment. The most consistent ways that I got appointments with outreach was through cold email with video. I literally was just looking at them yesterday. I'll see, my phone's gonna die, but I'll see if I can show you guys. Um, if you look at, and do you guys like this live format too? Like, I don't know. These are pretty, yeah, to answer millennial money mom's question, I'm just using YouTube. Like, it's literally YouTube. I just fired this thing up right now. I'm not using any external things. So it's just YouTube, my camera, and then my mic. But yeah, do you guys like this kind of where I jump on? Because I could do this more consistently. Sometimes when you think about video, you gotta map stuff out, and right. But you like jumping on, I get to connect with you guys, and we're just flowing. So let me know if you guys like that. But I'm gonna show you guys here because it leads into this question. Where is this? My first client was a free, there they are. My first client was a free trial, like in person. And then, like I said, as I got more consistent with like, okay, I need a predictable way to get clients. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing, it was all through cold email. And look at this. This is 2018. I was even doing it before then, but I mean, you're not going to see everything, but there's me doing Loom before there was Loom. So I was literally auditing, like that's somebody's Zillow page, or that's their Facebook actually. But I would find their info on Zillow, and then I would literally had a tripod and before Zoom, and I would do this, and I would cold text it with my iPhone, not text blast. And I would cold email it. But all of the stuff I ever do is personalized. Like that's just what I do. Like that's just how I am. If I'm gonna take time to like try to get a client, I'm not gonna just AI write something like, I don't know. That's just not. I would never buy that, so I would never do that. Um, so I either will do paid ads. That's more now, right? But at zero, I'm telling you guys, this is so slept on. Watch, if one of you guys does this, and in a month or a few weeks, comment, you'll get clients, because everyone's doing AI, everyone's automating it. No one wants to put in the work. Like I used to cold call, cold email, and cold text, personalized. Boom. Look at these. There's like, I don't want to like scroll through my whole camera roll, but I would just do these. So that's what I would tell you guys to do is, and yes, it still works. Like it probably works better because, like I said, as new technology evolves, right? guess what happens? More people adopt it and use it. So what happened in 2022 November, Chat GPT comes out. So guess what? Now people have access to AI and tech and writing copy, writing this, writing that for 20 bucks or free. So now, right? It's like commonplace. Now you got 50, 60-year olds. Oh, I'm on Chat GPT. I'm using AI. They don't even, right? They're just saying stuff. But it's like, then you try and do outreach. Oh, this AI tool for that. So take the time, right? And it goes back to that question that that was asked right here, right? Like, if you know who the actual product is for, right? And you know what problem you're solving and you know how you're solving, find them specifically, not just people, because that's what people do. Just get a list of 1,000 people. Why do you need a list of 1,000 people? I don't never understood that concept to me. Like, later you're scaling whatever, okay, fine. But I don't understand. Still, even now, if I want a new client, I had no ads, no brand, I'm doing exactly what I told you. I am personalizing, putting time. Hey, I looked at your website. I looked at your ads. I looked at this. I looked like that. Looked at that. This is what you're missing. This is how I can help you. This is what my offer is. Whatever. It's like the conversion of that versus, hey, you're just on a list of 1,000 people and I'm just going to rapid fire and maybe I'll hit somebody. Never understood that concept to me. Be accurate, be precise, be be on point with everything that you do and anything in life. I never understood, why do I need a list of 1,000 people that are not my target people? Now, if they're your target people, great. But if you're just piling in people, just so like, I think this, I'm just trying to fire at the hip. I just never found that to be efficient. Quality is always more economical in the long run. Like, it's just buy a product, buy a cheap product, buy a better version of the same product. You'll have a different experience, right? In most cases. So it's the same thing with agency services or whatever. Like, I don't, spend time, invest energy into the client and watch how they respond differently. It's literally so simple. Like, you don't even need tools for it. Like, I see people creating these crazy contraptions to like send 1,000 messages. And I'm like, dude, like, have someone on Fiverr scrape a list of like 50 people that are your target clients, do 50 legit videos and watch open rates go up. People watch the video, people respond to your message and like, wow, I appreciate you doing it. I even screenshotted right here. Look, this is from the same thing I was just showing you. Look at the message I got from what I told you. This was when I first did it. Like, yeah, like there are things like, she actually was like, you spent time on me, I'm going to spend time on you. It's very, very simple. 1 + 1 is 2. Like, spend time on them, they spend time on you. Like, not everyone, but just, it's kind of it's a simple thing, right? So that's what I would say for selling the services. Like, do outreach, do personalize like approaches. It's just what I would tell you to do. And then selling the service, I mean, yeah, I break that down in the course, the free course. It's on YouTube. It's the video before this. Watch that, because I mean, I don't want to go too long on that specific subject, but you can see in the sales section I just talk about, it goes back. If you know your client, you know the problem you solve, and you know how you solve it, what do you need to sell? It's like simple. I want to gain weight and build this much muscle. I know how to do it. All right, let's do it. Like, it's just, it's most people just aren't either speaking to the correct prospect, or they're not clear about the solution and the formula. And so then they just like have to handle all these objections. But sales is actually very simple if you know how to really do marketing correctly, right? Which comes into why it's more efficient to scrub a higher quality list initially, and vet them up front than just send more looms, send more messages just to add numbers on the board, when your ideal client has certain benchmarks you can measure them by. So I would say just watch the course and that'll tell you how I sell. Um, and the number one thing I do with selling is I'm just honest. Like, I don't think this will work, or you don't have the budget, or it will work. I'm super confident. Like, I don't, how I am on right now with you guys, it's just how I am in person. I'm not trying to trick somebody or do anything. So, and I'm not reading a script or, anything like that. I've never used a script, and some people will say it's holding me back, but I mean, holding me back based on what? If I want to be the number one salesperson in the world, probably. But if I want to live a cool lifestyle and sign clients up that I'm not really taking them through some sort of framework or anything, and it's just like, is it going to work? Then, I don't think it's holding me back in that way. I'm okay. So Chris says, I'm just starting off in the realtor niche. Should I start by offering leads or appointments? How many and what time frame? I just want to get some experience testimonials, to be honest. Yeah, leads are super easy to get for any niche. You can watch my videos or other people's on YouTube's video. Getting leads with Facebook ads is like probably one of the easiest things to do ever. So in terms of like compared to other things, so offering leads shouldn't be too big of a problem, especially if you get a client and you're ready to go and you follow instruction. Um, I would say, right, with realtors specifically, it goes back to, and obviously I can only do so much on these Q&As where I'm not with you guys live. Um, if you guys want to be live on the Q&A every Monday, I do that in the exclusive group. But this question, right, goes back to what do you want, right? Because offering leads and appointments like that, right, to some extent, either you have to run ads or you have to hire cold callers or you have to cold call. Like, there has to be something that is required to generate the lead or the appointment, right? So if you don't want to like do that, and maybe you do or don't, I'm just saying, like, some people have made good money like doing reactivation campaigns. Some people do SEO, some people they just build out systems. So the big picture of this like actual answer is like, what are you down for, right? Like, what do you want to actually do? Assuming, and I'm only assuming because we're just on live and I'm trying to add value, assuming you want to do what I've done or your own version of it. I would say what I've learned at this point is be realistic with what Facebook ads can produce and just have a very realistic price point, a really fair price point, and a fair projection of what they would get out of the system. So that's my strategy. Some people would, like I said, guarantee leads, guarantee appointments, and like sell kind of the biggest thing. But I'm at the point where I've been doing this 7 years. I know the average Facebook conversion is going to be like 2 to 3%. It could go a little bit higher. It could go a little bit lower. But for the sake of simplicity, it's like our clients are going to need 40, 50 leads to get a deal. Their lead cost is probably going to be $60. And that's it, right? Like, so, and I've done VSL funnels, long funnels, short funnels, messenger, DM bots. I've done all these things and it's still like 2 to 3%. So sometimes you have to go through that to really understand what I'm saying and have it be true for you. But the point is, like, if you get a realtor, right, that actually, knows what they're doing and knows how to, I actually just, hold on. Think I can show you guys this. I helped a buddy out. This isn't my niche, but he's been a buddy and I just set it up super fast for him. And I just screenshotted this for the other call. I think you guys, just so you know, the screen I think goes black maybe when I stop sharing momentarily, but it shouldn't be going black like once I start resharing. So I hope that's what's happening, but I'll skim through this later. But I just screenshotted this for the Q&A call earlier, so I didn't have to go into the ads manager. But this is what I set up for a realtor. He's also an investor too, but I just set it up for him. It wasn't like a service thing. I just was like, hey, I can set this up. And long story, but that's what ended up happening. So this is a strategy, right? And so point is, right, this person's getting 184 message conversations inside of Facebook Messenger. He's in California and he's paying $4 per opt-in, right? And then I have a booking bot in there and stuff like that. But point is, I'll tell you guys straight out, when this hits 200, if we turn off the campaign and he works the leads, he'll probably get conservatively, like conservatively meaning like not the best numbers, he'll get 2 deals. If, he works the leads better, whatever, there's some luck involved and whatever, he'll get 4. If he gets any more, it's not going to stay like that over a consistent period of time. And he may just be good at being a realtor and getting them approved and finding different ways out of it. But to literally oversimplify this whole thing, he's going to get 2 deals, 1 out of 100, or potentially 4, 1 out of 50. Like I said, any less, it's just, okay, the cards didn't fall that way, wasn't following up with the leads, whatever. And then anymore, he's a great realtor. He followed up. He was super on point. These things lined up. Maybe they'd seen him in the area and other things that I can't measure go into this equation that you can't see. So as I've gotten like more experienced with this, and I've been doing this for 7 years, I've learned to like oversimplify in the sense of, like I said, he's going to get 2 deals or he's going to get 4. Like the outside stuff is, I've just had enough clients and feedback and people that cancel, and just I understand how the business works at this point, that like I don't really care about the outside. Like, okay, if he underperforms, you want to cancel, you want to keep it going. It works. I'm telling you, it does. You overperform, great. You're a great client. Let's not count on it always being like that, but we'll take it, right? So when it goes back to your offer, like offering leads and appointments is very simple. Watch my videos. I show you guys how to do that stuff, and the free course shows it too. So I would just say, like, offer a fair price for a fair result. And in the course, you'll see my calculator too, and how I sell and create projections. And I would just, utilize that. So I would just offer, like I said, fair price, fair result. Don't promise the world. If you're new, what you just told me, tell the client, hey, look, I've been learning online, I've been watching courses, been investing in stuff, whatever, starting up a business, and I need some clients to test my skill set on. I'm willing to do it for free, and I'm confident I can get you leads and appointments. It's not going to be a miracle system, but I know I can get you leads. I know I can get you appointments. That I can tell you, and it'll be a work in progress, but I think if we stick with it, we'll get some business. Like, do it like that. That's kind of what I would do. So, all right, Mark, have found the answer to my previous asked questions. Have another pending question, which I think you can help me with when building the bot. Why not just do an API call from GoHighLevel? One of the key reasons was for the memory key. Because from my understanding, I don't know quite what this means, but when I've tested, and people ask a lot, so I might as well pull this up. Let me see here. And if you're watching on YouTube, you have a question, just comment it in the chat. That way we can or I can come to your question on YouTube. So just comment it. All right. So let me answer this. All right. What? Why does it keep saying the screen? So did you guys not I don't understand. So you guys weren't able to see oh man. Well, I'm just gonna keep running through it, but I don't know why it looks like on mine. All right. Well, okay. I'll just figure it out after. I'll just keep rolling. Hopefully you guys saw the numbers, but basically it was 184 leads for $3 a lead. Okay. And then now I am going to show you, well, you should only see me right now. Oh, I think I understand what's going on. It was sharing my tab and not my entire screen. So when I would change tabs, it wouldn't show. Okay, my fault. But you guys should see the question now. Then you guys should see me in this weird infinite loop because now I've done that, right? So that's the question. So people ask me this a lot because I have a GPT snapshot, and then people ask why I don't build it in high level. Um, I don't know if I'm missing something, but in terms of the actual API, like memory key, there's definitely not any sort of memory key, at least yet, within the GPT action. And there's not any uh, like memory key within conversational AI. I've built bots here and I have one that's pretty much done so people can use it. It's easier, but I don't want to get into a whole bot training. I actually don't know what you mean do an API call from high level. I know what an API is, but I don't know what that is. So like in the context you meant. So I'm not going to go too deep on that, but my short answer is just the Zapier one that I built works great for my clients and outperforms because I get direct access to whatever OpenAI does. And I do have a conversational AI bot for people that don't want to use Zapier. It's too complicated. So I've made both work. So that's that. All right. Like I said, guys, comment on YouTube if you have some questions and I'll get to them. So all right. Hey, Quinn, need to make money fast like yesterday. In line with yours. With this constraint, what would you do to make some money? I have no real list other than a cold. If you look back on your YouTube. Yeah, let's see. Well, this is how I kind of look at everything I do. Understand it with this particular question, right? There's always a cause to the current situation that, we're in now. So being aware as to why, we're in this situation in the first place, I think is key because like, I think just like, okay, here I am now. What do I need to do to get out? I think I can address that, but also understanding that, hey, things that I've done kind of have led me here, and what are the habits and the patterns and actions I need to do to correct them so I can sustain this over time. Because, yeah, doing some quick money and stuff like that is kind of not right. I'll tell you my thoughts, but I'm just saying like it's usually not sustainable. But that's my first answer to that part of the question. Hmm. Well, I feel like, if your skill sets are in line with this, it's like you have to use this to get yourself out. Like if you're saying your skill sets are offer creation, funnel building, automation, and course creation, then like use that to like, it's kind of like saying, hey, it's like kind of like saying, hey, I'm stuck like underneath a 500-pound boulder and I need to get out and I can lift 500 pounds. Like, what should I do? It's like, lift that thing, dude. And just, right. So use your own skill sets you're your own client, right? Like, you're your own client. You need to make money. You have these skill sets. Boom, take that, person that needs to make money turn on the other mode and like create the offer, create the funnel. So you're going to ultimately have that answer, right? And I can't really tell you how to make the money fast because, like I said, that's just kind of not, I don't know, like I don't really do things like that. So they all could work, right? They could all work. Technically, like from a technical perspective, I think um, school is kind of like a faster, right? Because you just sign up for a trial, no money into it, and it's like you only have one software to worry about. You start getting clients and servicing them. You have to like, right, follow up with them and whatever. Um, but yeah, so that's what I would say. Just use your own skill sets to get yourself out of it. And wishing you luck on that. And I wouldn't be running ads if you are behind, right? Just save that money, like use that money. Like if you're in absolute, the way it's presented is like, hey, I'm running out of money, I'm at zero, don't go and gamble it on ads. Like that's just my perspective because you'll burn through ads so fast. Yeah. On a side tangent, just related to this, I do use a system for managing like, well, let me stop sharing. All right, you guys shouldn't see anything other than me. But I do use a system for managing cash, and I've been using it for like 2 years. And I can break it down real quick. It just may add value to you guys other than just that answer. So the way that it works is like I have, I think 5 accounts. So this is my business, right? So I'll just call it business name. And then I have an income account. I have an operating expenses account. I have taxes. Then I have profit. And then I have reserves. So to keep it super simple, let's just say that I have revenue from a sale. So I'll just keep the numbers super simple. So let's just say I make $1,000 sale. What happens is like, this is obviously collected on Stripe or wherever you collect payments, and then it goes into your bank account. So what happens here is all the money first goes into here, and then it routes it based on percentages. So I think I have like 30% goes here, 30% goes here, and then I think I have 20, 40. This may not be exact. Sometimes I change it too based on, more sales or less sales. And when I used to have way less sales, these were different. But just follow with me on the point. So this is just to prevent anyone from getting in the situation that you're potentially in. So this is how it works. So you make $1,000 sale, you have 30% goes here. So now I have $300 here. I have $300 for my taxes. I have $20 or $200 for my profit. And then I have $400 for reserves. So what this does is, I don't have my wallet with me, but basically this is the only place I spend money. So if I'm running a business, an agency business, whatever it is, I'm running my business and I need a new computer. If I don't have the amount here, I can't buy the computer. I got to figure something else out. My business doesn't have the resources that it needs to purchase the computer. Or I could buy a computer for $200, like a Chromebook or whatever. But this is how I run my actual business. So I'm never tripping. Like I'm literally never tripping. If I make 1,000, I don't look at this as what I can spend. It just, this is my account where if I need something, it goes from here. This is where I pay GoHighLevel, Upex, all the softwares I use, school, all of it comes from here. If doesn't have to be these exact percentages, but if your percentages are not allowing you to purchase the things that you need, and they're designed correctly, then you're just not making enough sales, and you have to think outside of the box. So that's what I do. And like I said, it's changed my life because for taxes, it's like you got to pay 30-35% in California. So it's like if you don't have this thing ready and it's just all blended together, it's just stressful. So hopefully that helps you guys. I don't know if that's valuable, but that's another thing that I do for that. All right. Ads was banned again. I talked to Brad. He's in the premium group. So we already resolved that earlier. I'm coming down to the last few questions here. So I'm going to move over to YouTube after I, answer these, and then I'll go through these. So just make sure if you guys have questions on YouTube, you comment them now. Okay. So what do you do for long-term nurture for your clients? So I have a pre-built snapshot. I have one snapshot I offer for clients, done for you or do it yourself. And that already has all the SMS and the email follow-up nurture campaigns for the clients. But honestly, the more I've done this, the more like follow up that is not actually value based, I see like it's just a waste. So if your emails are just like trying to get people to book a call and there's like not real value, I actually don't even think you're missing out on that big of an opportunity. So I'm reworking some of the stuff I'm doing with clients and focusing on really adding value to the end user with questions and answers, because people will actually read that and find value and then potentially want to book a call. But if it's just like, hey, following up, da 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 da, it's just like it doesn't really move the needle. The people that convert for our clients usually respond within the first few days of opting in on the first text message. So the best clients don't even need the follow up, honestly. They just respond. So, but the way I do it now is just text and email campaigns built in high level. Where do I go live? Well, now we're here on YouTube. It seems like everyone likes it, or it seems good enough. So I'm live on YouTube. So I may do these once a week or whenever, and just for the free group members, or if you just want to be on live YouTube, you can comment and I can connect with you guys. So yeah, let me know how you guys are liking this, and then I'm gonna go to this next one here. All right. All right. Hey, Quinn, I'm trying to integrate WhatsApp. Yeah, so for my, hold on, what did I have open there? Oh, okay, that workflow. Let me pull this up. Cool. All right. Yeah, so for the WhatsApp thing, so these are the snapshots that I have for the booking bot, and you're asking basically how to do it for WhatsApp. The non-ideal answer, if you want to duplicate the one I have, is basically you'd need to duplicate each workflow and make it, connected to like the WhatsApp channel. So you would obviously like change, like this would be WhatsApp, and it's quite a bit of work, but to simplify it, you would duplicate all 5 workflows and make them for WhatsApp. The easier answer would be to use the conversational AI and build the WhatsApp one when that comes out. I don't think they have that out yet. Let's see. I think it's just SMS and email and Instagram. Yeah. Maybe if I have WhatsApp enabled, this shows up. I don't know. I don't use WhatsApp, but the not ideal answer is you'd have to duplicate the workflow that has already been created, those 5 workflows, and make them congruent to WhatsApp. The easier answer would be to use the conversational AI when it comes out for WhatsApp. And then if you need an immediate solution, you can actually use the GPT ones. And I think you can just push this out, like put your prompt here. And then when this produces an output, you should be able to just send it via WhatsApp. So you just do, I don't know what the heck this is, but within Facebook, you just map this, assuming it's the same as Facebook, you just map this GPT response. This one's not going to be as good because it doesn't have the memory key, but if you need an immediate solution, that's what you can do, or wait for conversation AI, or duplicate this entire thing. So that's the answer to that. All right. So I am done on the school. So like I said, if you guys are going to want me to go through your stuff on YouTube, just, put your question in now and then I'll go through it. So it's going to look a little weird here, but all right. So do you have any, oh wait, no, I can just stop sharing. There we go. All right. So do you have any good methods? Maybe able to, yeah, let me copy paste all these questions. That way it'll still look a little weird, but at least you guys don't see that infinite loop. But you can still see something. Oh, that's probably not gonna. All right, I'll just answer the questions from here. It's formatting it weird. All right, so Bryce, do you have any good methods for getting A2P certified? Yeah, on my channel, if you look, just type Quinn Nolan A2P. There's 2 videos. One's more recent, and that one's the most recent version of what I'm doing. That gets approved every single time. If your clients aren't getting approved, it's probably because they don't have an EIN and they're not an actual business owner. And really, there's no, you want to work with business owners, in my experience. So yeah, and then toll free does seem to be a little more lenient and work well. So try toll free if you keep getting banned. But other than that, check out the videos on YouTube on that. I messaged you on Facebook some time ago. That's Bryce again. Cool. I'm not really on Facebook. Like I just message people, or I'm just on school pretty much. So if I'm not responding or whatever, I'm not on Facebook. I'm either on school doing the Q&As, or that's kind of it. All right, cool. Hey, Quinn. All right. Always AI and automation. Hey, Quinn, I know you have your buyer seller snapshot. Do you have any wholesaling training? I do have wholesaling training well, do you mean wholesaling training for like how to wholesale, or like Facebook ads and high level for wholesaling? Because those are obviously different, but I do have Facebook ad wholesaling training for my clients. Like if you want to be a client, or yeah, I have that, but just for other agencies or marketers, I haven't put too much of that out, but stay tuned because some stuff's coming. So yes, I do if you want to be a client, and then no, I don't really have much right now for other agencies. But there seems to be a trend of people that are following me or in my groups and stuff that want to target investors. So it seems like, there may be a way that I can help you guys with that. So, all right. Next question. Easy Islander, can running ads to sell properties for real estate agents a good service to provide for realtors? So basically you mean running ads for listings and agents listings. Yeah, they're super easy to get leads for, like using a listing with good photos. Yeah, so it's super easy to get listings for, or leads for. Is it a good service? I mean, I think, like I said, it goes back to what you want, right? Because if you want like a productized agency, the way I have it, doing listing ads doesn't align with that, because listings get sold, and then you have to make a new one, and then agents don't want to run ads for the old one even though it's working because it's not actually available, so you have to keep changing things out. So if you're talking about, yeah, so I just think that's something to consider, because what I just said is true, where you'll do a listing, you're getting great leads, it's kind of running on its own, they sell it, and then they're like, hey, you need to change that ad, right? And then you just kind of keep having to be on their beck and call for every new listing. So I would say if you want to do what I am doing or close to it, then, or your version of what I'm doing, like, you would probably want to go the route that I've gone, which is more evergreen. But keep in mind, I work with investors now. So some people I know have seen my old content or older, and they think I'm working with realtors. So that's not what I'm doing right now, just so everyone knows. I just spilled my coffee. I don't have real estate experience. I don't even like real estate. How can your system help people like me? I mean, I don't know if it can, if you don't like it or don't, want to do it, right? Um, it does help people that like wholesaling. So, yeah, that I know for sure. If somebody wants seller leads, it definitely helps because we get them leads and, you know, automate the conversation with the bot. So, um, that's what I would say to that. Love a live stream. Yep. So I'm just using YouTube to record, just my camera, mic, and then YouTube. So just no additional software, which is great. Um, Black screen, we got through that. Okay, so just last call. If you guys have questions, I'm kind of getting towards the end of the list. So if you guys have anything, just feel free to comment it on the YouTube chat. Um, didn't you start out soliciting Zillow leads? Yes, that is what I showed. So personalize cold outreach with video. So do you think that will work today as it did with you before? Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, can email work for landing a client? Totally. I love your live. Cool. I love a live. Cool. So yeah, you guys are liking the live. Like I said, it's easy because, like, one, I like to interact with you guys live. And then two, it's just I'm giving you guys direct value. Like, I'm answering your questions, I don't have to like go and think of what to make. It's easy. So um yeah, if you guys like these, I'll definitely jump on these more. It's super enjoyable for me. Um, and there's a lot of cool ideas you can do from it as well, right? Do you teach how to do all these outreach that is working in detail in your school? I actually give pretty much all of the content that I provide, like, yeah, every piece of content that I have is pretty much free on my YouTube. So there's a Zillow. If you type Quinn Nolan Zillow, you'll see that strategy in detail. So that's actually free. School, like the paid school group or being my affiliate, the only like things I'm technically selling right now are the Chat GPT snapshot and the SaaS in a box snapshot and the access to the school. So I'm selling like all the how to build the snapshots, all of that is free though. So I show you, like, if you want to build it for free, you can literally do it. People buy it because they want to save time and not have to go and like, you know, build it. But pretty much everything I'm selling right now is more related to like what we're doing. We're doing a version of it, obviously, where it's just on the chat, but like the main value thing, like the end of my funnel right now, is just like doing live calls with people that like have questions just like you guys, but we're on actual Zoom, and yeah, we're building community together. So the outreach strategies, like the best content I have is pretty much free. It's all on YouTube. So anything you see on YouTube is like equivalent to what somebody would sell in a course or even better. It's just in school I have the documents that go with the course, I have the resources, the community, the snapshots. So there are little things missing, but as far as the strategies and like content, it's all free on YouTube. Um, YouTube Direct. Okay, so Millennial Money Mom is saying you need a third party streaming software. So how was the quality of the live, guys? Like, was the live good? Or she says YouTube Direct live stream, unless it's vertical, is trash. So I just don't know if this format been good for you guys. The quality's good and whatever. Not talking about the question, just like the actual viewing experience. Was it good? Let me know. So I can actually get feedback, because I have software I can buy, no problem. I just fired this up easily. All right, we didn't see what you were showing with your ads. Okay, so I guess you guys didn't see the ads. So now that I figured out what that issue was, I can show you what I meant. And then, like I said, I'm wrapping up here. Oh, Sean says viewing is okay, but can be better and smoother. Okay. Yeah, definitely. You guys comment if just feedback for the quality of the viewing experience, not the questions, because yeah, if it's not solid, then I need to fix that for the next time. Um, I think I'm plugged on my Wi-Fi too, and it should have been my Ethernet, but I can definitely fix that. So, but just let me know the quality. I'll show you guys what I meant or was showing you guys earlier on the ads. So I was answering, I can't remember his name, but I was answering his question about like, should he offer um, leads or appointments, or what should he offer? So I was just showing this is an active ad account right now, and I screenshotted it earlier on the other Q&A call. And I was basically, all I was saying was just keep the price, keep the expectation, everything realistic. And if someone underperforms, like, don't make it super significant, because really the thing about an agency is that if you over correct things, you're gonna create a loop where you never like have an actual product or service that you can keep offering, because clients are always going to give you a variety of feedback. Like, they're going to say, oh, this didn't work, or I want to change this ad, and like there's just so many directions it can go. So don't give any significance to like underperforming or overperforming clients. Like, the reality is, if you're going to run Facebook ads and do something similar to what I'm teaching, you're going to fall within a spectrum, and the spectrum's probably going to be 2 to 3% conversion. Like I said, if it's less, cool. Like, do you want to cancel, or do you want to keep it going and see if you can make it work? You go over conversion percentage, great. You're an awesome client. You're doing amazing work. Like, let's not count on it always going like this, but we'll take it, right? That's kind of what I was saying. So this is a live, this is for a realtor who's also an investor, but this is for a buyer seller campaign. It's basically my messenger marketing course is what this is right here. I just did that. But I'm saying all that just to say, like, I just set this up for him. It literally took me like 10 minutes, and it's not even what I do. I just was like, he needs help. And it's a long story, but this is what I was, showing back then. All right, so I'm wrapping up the questions here. So just make sure that if you guys have something you want to add in, throw it in now. It's probably going to be the last round right here. All right. All right, so that shows you. I'm looking for the question. Okay. Oh, so Sean, that $3 lead, 184. Do you teach this in school? Yeah. So the people that are in the school, like the exclusive community on the school, I just give them everything, because it's the same as being in a paid affiliate of me. So if someone signs up as a paid affiliate, then they get access to everything I have. Same thing with school. So if you join school's really for people that either don't have any need or interest in like being an affiliate on High Level and just need a direct way to get my stuff. But if somebody wants like is familiar with High Level and wants to have me as an affiliate, they obviously get the benefit of partnering with me included in that subscription. So yes, if you sign up for school, you get the weekly Q&A, you get the GPT snapshot, the SaaS in a box, and then you get the everything I got basically, which would include that little that strategy, that exact strategy that I just showed you guys for the $3 leads. So all right. World of Warcraft. Hi, is there any possibility to use another solution besides what GHL or Twilio offer for calls? I think there's I've never used them, but there's a company called Clixio or something, and I think what I would advise is to look in GoHighLevel in the app marketplace. There's all these different apps that people are connecting with, and they're just allowing people to use different types of integrations for other companies. So I don't know, but the only one I can think of is Clixio because they reached out to me at one point, and the High Level system's easier because I don't have to do any other integrations, but maybe just search around that or search in the GoHighLevel Facebook group. Yeah. And then Millennial Money Mom, it's more affordable to do A2P as an individual without an EIN, and people are getting approved that way. So yeah, cool. See, that's the power of the group. Like obviously it's on chat, so it's less, the one I was doing earlier, people are like, there was a guy on there that I didn't even know. Like he's in the group, but I didn't even know he I guess he runs like $100,000 or more of ads. He's in the paid school group, and somebody was asking a question, right? And I've ran, a few $1,000,000 of ads, and I know what I'm doing, but not at that level. And somebody asked a question, and then he just jumped in. It's like, cool. Like I don't know every answer, so whoever asked earlier about the EIN and stuff, it seems to be getting approved based on what Millennial Money Mom is saying. It's more affordable to do A2P as an individual without an EIN, and people are getting approved. So that's her answer there. Rob, do you offer for your affiliates white label videos to show the clients on how to use High Level? I don't do that, but you're the second person that asked me to do that. So if that keeps happening, then yeah, I mean, I would consider it. So my thing is, and that's why I'm doing even this live, it's like if I know what you guys want, it's really not hard for me to do. Some people, they like aren't down to put the work in or just whatever. Um like I'm down to put the work in. Like I haven't even eaten today. Like I'm chilling, like I'm all in. If I'm all in, so my challenge is more like what needs to be built. So, like I said, if people wanted to know or have white label tutorials and stuff like that, and it was actually like valuable to you guys and you wanted it, it's like I would get it done. But no, right now, no. Um, Right now, no, I do not have that. But like I said, I'm down for whatever. I just need to know what needs to get made. Bryce, strange. I started a company that sells live transfers to realtors or close to clients, but haven't started running ads. What do you think of that business model? I think live transfers is great. It's actually in line with what I'm working on, not necessarily like live transfer phones. Um, but yeah, I think when you think about that question, those three questions I mentioned before, um, like at more towards the beginning about like what problem am I solving, who am I solving it for, and how do you solve it? It really starts to cut through the noise of like SMMA and High Level and funnels and all this stuff. Because if you think about like Amazon's a great example. I think you can really compare Amazon to an agency. in the sense of like, if you think about it, right? You there's actually a good graphic that I can show you guys. So, and I'm not saying this everyone here is doing this, but I have done it and I'm aware of it. Watch. Let's see if I can pull up this graphic. Ah, where is it? I know what it's called. I won't spend too much time looking for it if I can't find it. Um, Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Where is that image? Oh, okay. This is it. So this will answer the question, or at least in my way, which is, um, yeah. So just kind of, is this a good business model? So it kind of leads me to my point of answering that. So you guys can see that, right? The curse of knowledge. So this comment, if you can see this, I want to make sure it doesn't go black. So you should see the curse of knowledge right there. And last round of questions too, so just throw it in now and that'll be it. But basically what you're asking, right, is this, like, what do I think of this business model? And it relates to what I'm doing right now, which is working on, making my business better. And so using Amazon as an example, we as marketers, if you're an agency owner or providing high level services or a bot or whatever, right, here is where our knowledge lies, right? So we know about funnels, we know about A2P, we know about domains and ads and CTR and click through rates and all these different things, right? We know about all this. And so when we speak from this perspective, right, we are speaking to other people that have a similar capacity of knowledge. Like, I'm sharing information with you guys and you guys pick it up because you guys are kind of in the same space. If I go to my investor client and start talking about A2P and DNS registrations and where the best placement is and where the best funnel is, or da 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 da, right? That's not where they make a decision to buy from, right? So when you think about this concept, right? If you're asking about ads and funnels and how to get clients leads and whatever, that's where you're speaking from. So those questions are obviously safe within the context of me and other people in the space. But where the customer buys is, I want a live transfer lead. Get me somebody on the phone that's qualified and interested in buying a house or selling a house or whatever you're offering, right? So I think live transfer is a great model because it actually gives you the ability to go inside your business and say what is not essential for the client to know or care about or understand how it works, right? And it's funny because when you actually think like this, you realize a lot of this stuff is noise. They don't need to know about A2P, and they like, if there is a way to get them the person on the call that's qualified without doing anything, right? That is the best service, right? Like, if somebody says, "Hey, I'm interested, Quinn, in buying," if I say, "Cool, what's your best phone number?" They give me their number. I type it in and say, "Cool, give me your card." You pay. Your first live transfer is on its way, and then immediately they're on the phone with a motivated seller who needs to sell fast. Dude, they don't care about high level. They don't care about A2P. They don't care about ad account or whatever, right? There's obviously specifics, but the point of it is like, Amazon does this really well. You see something on their website, you want to purchase it, and it shows up at your door, right? And that's how I view my agency, as like, through that same philosophy. Like, what can I clean up? Because a lot of people say, oh, you need high level, you need automation, you need all these other things, and they're speaking from here. And it's cool because you may need these skills, right? But if you really tap into how your customer thinks, they need, right, like, what they need. and they don't care about how good you are at this or that and bots. None of it matters. The only reason you're talking about a bot or a funnel or any of it is so they can get what they want, right? But if you can design a service or a product that accelerates their ability to get the result, right? They're ready to go. So I love the live transfer model. It's similar to something I'm working on. It's going to be different, but I've just realized like they don't care about ads. They don't care about click through rate. They don't care. Not like none of it matters. So the more you start including the client in all of these other, if you're trying to provide a like top tier service, if you're selling like a consulting program or teaching, it's different. But because if somebody wants to consult with you, they want to be here with you. Like they're down to be here. They're down to learn the ads. They're down to learn the funnels. But if someone's like, hey, I'm on Amazon, like you buy the thing that you buy from Amazon, do you care about, the worker packaging this and putting it there? You don't need to know literally every step. It's just like oversimplified. It's like on its way, it's at your door, right? So that's how I think about services. And I think live transfers really do that because it's like, pay me when your phone rings, answer it. Like service executed, right? All the internal stuff you do to get there, whether you run internal ads, whether you do whatever it doesn't matter how you source it. But I think those types of services are amazing because you remove a lot of the technicalities that get in the way of a lot of people that have agencies. Man, I got to register them for A2P. I got to get their ad account. I got to get their page. None of that stuff really matters. End of the day, right? It's like, pay me, get me someone on the phone interested in what I'm offering, and I'll keep paying you, right? So that's my long answer to loving your offer, and that's something, like I said, that I'm working on as well. So hope that helps you guys as well with just how to think about offering different services and stuff like that. So anyone else have questions? That's going to wrap it up. Sean says, for the $3 per lead, you have that in school. Okay, I answered that. And then I'm joining today. Awesome. Would love to have you in. And then next Monday we'll be live, like, on an actual call with everyone in the group. So would love to have you on. Luis, hey Quinn, can you comment on how you approach content creation? So my answer to that would be no, like the niche is me, right? That's what I would say is the first thing. So like I'm making content based on my life experience and what I've done and what I think is cool and what I would consume. So instead of thinking about like, oh, I'm going to pick a niche and go after them, like I'm almost a niche because I'm interested in stuff. I'm interested in making money online and having an agency. So that's the first kind of step I would say, is just that I'm my own niche. And then once I had that understood, it was like I just give away the stuff that I know is genuinely super valuable. Like all my best videos have been things that I'm like, damn, like I spent hours building this or working on this or solving this problem, and I'm just giving it to people for free. So I would say that's my two things, is like the niche is you, right? And then two, if you've genuinely solved like real hard problems for your own life and you share with people how you did that, or give them a solution for free, I think it's like I literally think that's the formula. So um that's what I would say. And then just, now I'm doing, this is the first Q&A live on the YouTube like this. But yeah, I think then you can incorporate like really getting the audience's feedback too, because it's cool to go make your stuff and share it, but then you also want to, like, I want to hear from you guys. I loved answering these questions, and like it's giving you what you guys want, right? You guys don't want to go watch a 2-hour video of me. If I'm answering your question, it's the same concept, the curse of knowledge. Like hey, give me an answer to my question, you know? That's what humans want. So make sure to give the people what they want. So that's what I would say. Any last thoughts? It's the last, if you guys want to keep rolling, answer a few more. If not, I will end it. And then, yeah, would love to have some of you guys join the school group so we can do the actual, you know, live call together. And if not, just stay connected to the channel and, um, make sure you jump on this next one. So it shows in the quality of the content. I'm preparing it in the same way. Awesome. Happy to yeah, influence you in any way, and just give fully and don't worry about monetizing it, and like just keep it pure. And I think people feel it and they resonate with it, and they don't feel like you're a guru and trying to do that. So yeah, just stay connected and to the people you're sharing things with. So yeah, looking forward to seeing your content. So, all right, everyone. Well, hope this was valuable to you. And yeah, if you want to submit your question on the next one that I do here, because it seems like it was pretty cool. You can join. It's not a free group now. I was getting a lot of spam, and then yeah, so it's $1 a month, but it literally is just for the spam because school takes like 40% of the fee because it's like 2.9% plus 30 or 40 cents. So I literally it's literally like 40 cents. So trust me, it's literally to prevent spam. But if you want to join that group, it's $1 and you can post in there. It's my free group before the spammers got involved. If you want to join the paid group, it's $50 a month. And then we do an actual live call with everyone, like on an actual Zoom. But if not, just stay connected to the free work. And would love to see you on the next one. And yeah, hopefully it was valuable. So, all right, I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.